What's going on, guys? Curtis, ThatTurboDakota. We're back. We're finally back. I have been busy, haven't really taped that much. I do have some stuff on what I've been doing with my diesel truck, but that'll be for a later video. 2 weeks ago, we had a new addition to the family. Everybody's nice and healthy, but that is, family first. And we just got a lot going on. So today's Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday. We're gonna try to hit a testing tune. I've been granted permission to get out of the house for a little bit. So right now I need to go get about 5 more gallons of E85 so that way once we get to the track, we'll have everything I need. So I figure I'll throw you in the truck with me and we'll run down to the gas station. Actually, I think this will be one of the first times I actually took you guys with me. You can see how the manual valve body operates as we're just gonna run it, I don't know, 10 minutes down the street, go grab some fuel and come back. And then when we come back, we'll just do a quick recap of the changes that we made over this summer, early spring, late summer, and then hopefully tomorrow we get to go racing. So let's go. All right, let's fire up. Not too bad. So I'm letting her warm up now. If you can't tell, I've been shooting stuff off my phone. I actually picked up a GoPro 11, which is kind of sweet. So I'll be curious to see how the audio and everything turns out. Oh, try again. So I gotta let the old girl warm up, and then we'll run down to get this E85. Looks like I need to work on the cold starts. It actually hasn't been since the addition of the injectors in the 85, it hasn't been this cool in Maryland. So I kind of thought I might have to fight it a little bit, but not too bad. And I also I've got enough fuel pulled out of it that has to crank for a while before it starts. And honestly, that's kind of on purpose because the longer it cranks, it gives it a second to get the oil pressure up before it actually lights off and then it takes off. So this, I don't know how much you can see of this shifter in this valve body. Right now it's in reverse neutral. It doesn't actually go into, it's in park, and you put it in neutral / reverse. It doesn't actually go in neutral until you hit the trans brake button here on top, and then it goes into first. But because there's no longer a check valve in the cooler line, I gotta allow it time to kind of get the trans temperature, or I'm sorry, the trans fluid circulating through it. So sometimes you'll put it in gear and then I'll sit there and I'll wait a second. But it really just depends on when the last time I had the thing out and running. But actually driving this thing a lot, just around town. It's doing pretty good. Whoops, it's just mad because it's so cold. She's angry, guys. She's angry. All right. So let's run down the street. So again, if you're just starting to view or starting to watch, this thing's got a manual valve body in it from John Cope with trans brake. The pattern in it's 1, 2, 3, 4, first, second, third overdrive. You actually shift in overdrive, and then it's got lockup, but it's actually a button up on the dash. So it's running a little bit weird now just because it's so cold. Once it warms up, it'll be fine. But yeah, you can hear is, one thing I do like about it is how fast the thing shifts. No sooner do you hear the click of the shifter, it's in the gear it needs to be in. There is no doubt about that. Like I said, I don't downshift until I'm almost to a complete stop. Right now it's in third. You saw me come to a complete stop, and I'll go to second, and then we'll start out back up into first. Sometimes I'll downshift from third to second. Typically not until I got a really, really low ground speed. I never really go back to second to first. It's just too abrupt. I really don't like it. And I think it's hard on the transmission. There's first. there. So now we're in third gear and lockup. One of the nice part about this valve body is I can put it in lockup in any gear. And if you don't know, you know, converter slip, lockup gets rid of that slip, which actually helps keep down on trans temps too. So around town, I'll go first, second, third, and then I'll just put it in the lockup immediately, and that just helps keep the trans temps down because, you know, we do not have a cooler in the nose of the truck. I've got two coolers up on the bed in the back. They both have fans, and again, it just helps all the slosh and the fluid back and forth, and the slip in the converter typically will get your temperature up. And the more I use lockup, the lower, you know, that goes, or the trans temp goes down, I should say. One nice thing about this truck is how streetable it is. Like I said, it's been turbo for 7 years now, and I can drive the thing anywhere, anywhere I want to go, and not even think twice about it. But very, very, very streetable, especially at this power level. No issues driving the thing around town. Traffic's typically not a problem either. We're getting ready to hit a little bit of traffic now, but it ain't no thing. It's nice to be able to build something like this but still be able to get out and drive it around on the street is sweet and not have to worry about it. That's it. See me come to a stop, second, first, back in first gear. Really easy to use. One thing you can't do is if you try to come to a stop with the converter and lockup, it darn near shuts the truck off, which it should. So you got to kind of be mindful of that. I've got one of these LED buttons that has a green ring around it, so when it is in lockup, it's, you know, it's a really bright green light on the dash. But yeah, it sits here. Like I said, drivability is nice. It doesn't have a giant camshaft in it. This cam in this thing's 230 on 230 is the duration at 50. I think the lift is like 565. Lobe separation is 114, I believe. If I can remember, it's been a while. I say this thing's been together like this forever. But very, very streetable. It doesn't get real fussy at lower RPM. But again, that's just because the camshaft's pretty small. But I guess we can talk about this stuff now since we're sitting at this light. So changes, if you haven't seen the videos, some of the changes we've made. A lot of it's, well, two major. We did some upgraded set of injectors. So we got 1,000cc injectors in this thing, made by FIC. With that came the addition of E85 fuel. So I've never tuned on E85 or messed with it, and that's going to allow us to turn the boost up higher than I've ever had it. So, which is either a good idea or a bad idea. So we got that going for us, and then all our weight bias hacks, which is you know, cutting up the front bumper from a newer model and putting a new cover over it. You know, the addition to this hood that I've had out for who knows how long. I finally got around to putting it in. We got that going for us. So we have an extra 100 pounds of bias weight. Not quite sure if I'm going to use it or not. But that'll help to get the weight percentage off the nose. We went from about 61% on the nose, and I think down to about 56. Now that's with a full fuel cell and 100 pounds of weight. Again, not sure if I want to run the weight or not. Not sure if it's going to be necessary. The only other thing I did besides that is made an additional adjustment to these CalTrack bars. This is just separating too hard. It literally, I don't think I can take any more separation out of it. So at this point, if the shocks can't control that, then I have to get them revalved again, which is about $105. I think I already talked to Viking. Let me jump out of here and get fuel real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. That was quick. That stuff is $3.14, almost $3.15 a gallon. That's pretty cool. So I've been getting it from Sheets, and my ethanol sensor says it's about 75% ethanol, which is actually pretty good, as it can range anywhere from 50 all the way 85. Hot starts are a lot better. Alright. So anyway, like I was saying, weight bias modifications, taking more anti-squat out of it, E85 FIC 1000s, pretty much it. I did change the oil in it again on these really hot days. The oil pressure was getting pretty low. You know, and this motor doesn't owe me anything. You know, 7 years of me beating the snot out of it, and it typically runs around probably at a 550 wheel horsepower level on the street. And it's always been on pump gas up until now. Sometimes I'll mix a little bit of race gas with it when we go to the track on occasion. But it doesn't owe me anything. I have been getting some in the filter I've been getting some metal material in it, which there's no surprise there. When I changed the oil this last time, I picked up some of that Valvoline. I think it's like a VR1, if that sounds right. And I put 2050 in it, which is thicker than I normally run. And funny, you know, which I knew it was going to do this, but the oil pressure is definitely up higher than it's been in a while. I typically cut the filters open as well when I work on these things, or when I service it. And the last time I cut it open, I did see some stuff in there I didn't like. So again, doesn't owe me anything. I just hope when it breaks, if it breaks, that it not so crazy that I can't reuse the cylinder heads and stuff. Obviously at some point in time I'm putting a Hemi in it. All my small block stuff I kind of sold off. I still have the crank, but it's going to get a 3rd gen Hemi. We're going to turbo that. But we'll see. Actually, to be honest, maybe at the end of this year I might go to the junkyard and pick up another Magnum. And if it gives me another 3 or 4 years worth of fun, I'm all for it. Now that I've got E85 and I know I can really turn the power up on this thing, and we in our own dyno, Sean and I'm willing to do some more. I like to do some experimenting with it. I've heard claims that the rod bolts may be the weak link. They might break. There's a guy who has a YouTube channel that has a older Dodge pickup that's turboed. He's on E85 and he's really turned that thing up and really beat the snot out of it. And that's what he's claiming. The last one, I guess he pulled apart, he said the rod bolts broke, so he put ARP fasteners. So I'm thinking about doing the same thing, just to a junkyard motor, just to see. I mean, we're gonna really push this thing and see what we can really get out of it, especially now that it's on E85. So I don't know. We'll see. Either way, I want to see if we can make it through this testing tune, and we'll just kind of play it by ear and we'll go from there. You know, but I think I have proven that you know, this your Magnum motor can put up with a lot more boost than you think it can. Granted, you know, that's all comes down to tuning and fuel and maintenance and all that stuff. But you know, if I can do it for 7 years, I don't see why somebody else can't. There's no reason why somebody else can't do the same. So for now, the next shot you guys are going to see will hopefully be us at the track or driving to the track tomorrow, and we'll be putting on our Pro Bracket radials, and we're gonna give this thing sauce. I like to see it up on 14 or 15 pounds tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna cut you off here, and I will see you tomorrow. Promise, at the track. I got here, started at 11, they actually started running early. We got here early. By the time I got the shocks set, the tires put on, the pressure set, the tune-up set, everything ready to go, got teched in, got up here in line. They had a mishap on the track. Something leaked or something broke. So we've been kind of just sitting here for a while. I'm ready to go. We're ready. They said the DA somewhere around 500 feet today, which is amazing. I think the past couple times we went, especially when it's hot outside, it's been like 3,000, which just means everything's gonna be slower. So today stuff should be fast. It's only about 55 degrees out. I'm hoping the track should be pretty tight. But yeah, just a waiting game at this point. I'll check back in with you guys once we're almost in the burnout box, and we're gonna make a rip. I think I've got it set on like 13 pounds maybe right now. 13 and a half. We'll see. I'll know more once we, you know, take a look at the first log. But yeah, I'll check back in here in a second. All right, guys. First one of the year. Going into the burnout box. CO2 on. All right, let's do it. First stage, second stage, crank. Good one. Wow. Not too bad for their first time out. Man, that thing, it hit and it just all of a sudden just came on like a freight train. I'll be curious to see what the 60-foot was. All right, I'm gonna run up here and grab the slip, and then we'll look at some stuff and see what's up. Okay, I'm happy to say, very first rip, we reset the record. So 1061 at 119. It's 119. It was actually let off early because I got confused. Yeah, we just reset the record. The truck's been as fast as 1065 at like 127. And it's pretty safe to say this is the fastest stock bottom in Dakota. And 1061 at 138. Hopefully you guys can see that right there. So what we did, so I made a couple changes. We added a couple clicks of rebound to the back because it hit the tire and then kind of bounced back. You can see on the shot graph. So we did that, bringing the boost in sooner, a little bit more boost on top, and I'll stay in it the rest of the way this time. When you called up, we're gonna make another rip. That probably should have been a 1050. Like I said, I let out. That's why the mile an hour is 119. But yeah, so excited. So there it is. That's fastest stock bottom in Dakota. Dakota RT, excuse me, fastest stock bottom in Dakota RT, full interior and everything else. All right, pass number 2. You know what the deal is. I promise I won't let out this time. wheels up. That was a good one. I didn't let off this time. Great. So looking at the data, I'm proud to announce that pass right there. Hilarious. Hopefully you guys can see me. 1057 at 128. Hopefully that comes out clear. 14 pounds of boost. I need to, 60 foot was only a 1.8, but I did see in the shock data that it bounced the tires. So I definitely probably ended up sending the shocks back out to get revalved. We're gonna tighten the rebound the shocks all the way up and see what happens. I'm not gonna leave under anymore. I'm gonna throw a bit more boost total, leave it the same RPM, the same boost, crank up the shocks. We'll go out and make another hit. Everything looks good. Coolant pressure is 14 or 15 PSI. No real pressure in the crankcase breather systems. I watched that. I'm happy. Definitely just, so again, 1057 at 128. Broke the record again, so it's been a great day. So yeah, let me make some adjustments and let's do it one more time, see if we can better ourselves. Stay tuned. All right, y'all, pass 3. They just sprayed glue, so we should have a really good prep. CO2 on. First gear. Talk to you guys as we go for the last pass of the day. So that last pass, I'll show you the slip, 1049 at 128, I think 0.7. So yeah, so a couple things I figured out. First off, that I do believe that's the fastest stock bottom end pass in an RT Dakota, at least with full interior and full everything. So that's absolutely amazing. All the stats in there look good. 60 foot was 156, so it's fine. I hit that 156 and I just stay there, but it's okay. This round we're bringing the boost in even sooner, like half a second in. It's gonna really hit the thing in the butt. And the only other thing, shocks, there definitely has to be revalved. I'm all the way tight on rebound, and that's it. I really can't put any more power to the thing. But pulling in the pits now, we're gonna hit the last pass, and we'll see if there's a couple changes can get us a better 60. Wish me luck. All right, last one of the day. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this is the best one. We'll see. Burnout time. CO2 on.
Dodge versus Pontiac. Pontiac wagon.
Oh, sorry. All right, guys, last one of the day. Here we go. one, good one. Y'all never gonna believe this. I'm like beside myself. We just went a 1035 with a 15360 foot and 126 mile an hour. So it was bouncing off the rev limiter going through the end. I think some of that's this dual sync's kind of weird, but yeah, 1035 at 126. Almost 100, so it's 126.9, so almost 127. So there you have it. Stock bottom end RT Dakota record, 1035 at 126, almost 127, 126.9. As soon as I get stopped, I'm gonna show you guys this. Wow, what a day. It's been a great day. Just a great day. Shout out to my, and I didn't get his name, but I had a couple boys stop by and talk to me today. It was really cool. He's got an RT Dakota too. There you go, right there. You can see that. Hopefully you can see that. 1035 at 126.9, 15360. So it definitely likes me pouring that boost in quick. That's radical. Oh, let me show you guys the one before that. There's the 1049. Again, hopefully that zooms in. 1049 right there. All right, that's it. Great day. Truck feels, sounds good, looks good. We're gonna put it back in street mode and run her home, and that's it, man. Any questions, put them down below. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys subscribing again, and hopefully, you know, we'll get these shocks revalved. Maybe we can do even better 60, 1.4 something. Until then, see ya.